This is a brief follow-up to the previous video where we calculated the stresses with respect to the rotated coordinate system where the cutting angle was 70 degrees to the x-axis. Here, we want to outline the steps needed to compute the stresses in the transformed coordinate system when the cutting angle is 70 degrees to the y-axis. So pay attention. This time, the cutting angle is no longer 70 degrees to the x-axis, but 70 degrees to the y-axis counterclockwise. And before you start plugging the values into this formula, which is actually a quick procedure, it is always a good idea to draw a sketch to visualize the directions of the stresses that act in the rotated coordinate system. Let me first draw the old axis for comparison purpose. That's y and x. And now I will draw in the new axis. And do you remember the rules to follow when you draw in the new coordinate system? Remember, the y-axis is laid on the cutting area. So let me just pick a color. Okay, the new coordinate system, if you follow the rule that you place the new y-axis on the cutting area, the rotational angle of the entire coordinate system will be 70 degrees counterclockwise. So y star will therefore be this axis. Well, in reality, you would need something to measure the precise angle, but here I'm just going to do it by hand. So that's my y star axis, and the y x star axis would be perpendicular to the y star axis. Oops. Okay, I think this looks perpendicular enough. So that's the x star axis, and as you can see, the coordinate system has rotated counterclockwise by 70 degrees. And that's the same value as the rotational angle of, or as the angle of the cutting area. With that, our alpha in this situation will be positive 70 degrees. Okay, and sometimes in textbooks or other sources, you can see a square that is drawn and aligned with the new coordinate system. Let me show you. Okay, so you have to know that this square that I've drawn in is not the rotation of the whole body. We have picked up a small area element from the body that has been cut and then glued together. So if we pick this body, and here is the cut, I'm just going to pick up this small area element with the cutting surface being at the top, and this sketch is just a magnification of this small area element. And the easiest way to draw in the directions of the stresses that act with respect to the rotated coordinate system is simply to pick up all stresses acting on the body with respect to the old coordinate system and rotating the stress directions by the same angle as you have rotated the whole coordinate system. For instance, the normal stress sigma y star acts in the northwestern direction from this position and in the southeastern direction from this position. Similar thing with sigma x star. Again, you want to rotate the stresses counterclockwise by 70 degrees in reference to this drawing. And you do the same thing with shear stresses. So let's pick this one, tau xy. You rotate it counterclockwise by 70 degrees, and then you have to draw the shear stress to the northwest. Tau x star y star If you draw a sketch like this into the new coordinate system, you will get a sense of the directions of these stresses that act on this area element in the plane body. Okay, now comes the mathematical part, and to not make this video balloon in its length, I will write down the stress values directly. Beginning with sigma x star. If you plug in all given values into this equation, you will get x sigma star is equal to 31.36 megapascal. Sigma y star is equal to 8.64 megapascal. And tau x star y star, which is also equal to tau y star x star is equal to 48.69 megapascal. And because the magnitudes are all positive, the directions of stresses on the area element in the new coordinate system are the same as indicated by the arrows here. So in conclusion, if you have an exercise like this, first you need to determine the angle alpha, by which the coordinate system must be rotated to have the y-axis laying on the cutting area. And once you have determined the correct angle, you can go ahead and plug the values into this formula. And as I said, you should always draw a sketch to have an overview of the directions of the stresses acting on the body from the new coordinate system. Okay, thank you for watching and so long.